Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. The former US President Donald Trump has been charged with plotting to overturn his 2020 election defeat.
Charging Donald J. Trump with conspiring to defraud the United States, conspiring to disenfranchise voters, and conspiring and attempting to obstruct an official proceeding.
US Special Counsel Jack Smith announced the third indictment against Donald Trump in 4 months. He is accused of 4 counts, including conspiracy to defraud the US, tampering with a witness, and conspiracy against the rights of citizens. The indictment ends an inquiry focused on Mr. Trump's actions in the 2-month period between his loss to Joe Biden and the riot in Washington, D.C., where his supporters stormed Congress as lawmakers certified the Democrats' victory.
They do not want to see our election victory stolen.
Mr. Trump, who is again running for president, denies wrongdoing. On social media, he called the case ridiculous. The Republican politician has already been charged in 2 other cases. The U.S. Attorney General called it the largest investigation in the Justice Department's history.
So immediately after the January 6th attack on our democracy, the career men and women of the Justice Department engaged in what has become the largest investigation in our history. In November last, I appointed Jack Smith, a special counsel, to take on the ongoing investigation in order to underline the department's commitment to accountability and independence. Mr. Smith and his team of experienced, principled career agents and prosecutors have followed the facts and the law wherever they lead.
A Russian drone strike has hit Ukrainian port facilities at Izmail on the River Danube, a short distance from NATO member state Romania. Video released by Ukraine's operational command showed fire crews working on site of the damaged port infrastructure in Izmail. A grain warehouse, a passenger building, and an elevator for loading grain have all been damaged. Russia began targeting Ukraine's ports after abandoning a UN deal that enabled both countries to export grain safely across the Black Sea. Soldiers and police in El Salvador have surrounded the entire central Cabanas department as part of President Nayib Bukele's ongoing war against gangs. The president said that 7,000 soldiers and 1,000 police officers had established a security fence. The aim is to stop gang members leaving and to break their supply chains. More than 70,000 suspected members have been arrested since March 2022, when a state of emergency was declared after a spike in gang-related murders. Flights evacuating Europeans from Niger have arrived in France and Italy. France began evacuating its citizens from Niger amid anti-French sentiment following last week's coup, 262 people arriving in Paris. The coup has prompted demonstrations against the former colonial power, with the French embassy coming under attack. Germany has urged its nationals to take up France's offer to help other Europeans, as Italy organised a flight which arrived in Rome just after 5 a.m. local time on Wednesday, with 87 evacuees.
But we would like to thank the government of Italy for everything that they have done. So it's really been fantastic to have the citizens brought to safety. And so now I know that they're looking after the Italian citizens and we're looking after the American citizens.
The former Ivory Coast president, Henry Konan Bedie, part of an old guard of politicians who dominated politics in the West African nation for a generation, has died at the age of 89. Bedie served as Ivory Coast's second ever president after independence from France in 1960. He ruled from 1993 until an economic slump and allegations of corruption led to his ousting in a military coup in 1999. And the firm that owns Twitter, now called X, is suing an anti-hate organisation whose research criticised the platform. X Corporation has accused the Centre for Countering Digital Hate, which has offices in the US and the UK, of unlawful acts to improperly gain access to its data. In response, CCDH accused X Corporation owner Elon Musk of trying to silence anyone who criticised him. Mr. Musk has previously said he is a free speech absolutist. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.